If you're not listening to the Smoke World Podcast, you're wasting your time, you mortal.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Smoke World. I'm your host, Stone. So go grab that stick. Go grab a glass of whatever you're drinking. Let's sit back and have the conversation. Today's program is sponsored by no other than Smoke World. So, for folks who are interested in having sponsorship at Smoke World, visit SmokeWorldPodcast.com. Let's get some eyes. Let's promote the business. Don't be shy about it. It's okay. It's okay. This is what it's all about, the network. So, today's show, I have my guest co-host Sketches. We sit down and we discuss the pros and cons of having entertainment in the cigar lounge. So, without further ado, let's start the show. What's up, folks? I'm here with my guest co-host, Sketches. My brother, how you doing this day, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm smoking a nice cigar, drinking a Heineken.
You know, I'm not smoking right now. I woke up this morning, and folks may hear this, nasally, like my nose was stopped up. You know, my wife sleep with the fan on, ceiling fan, another fan, and it's wintertime. But that's what she does. And this morning, I felt that. And I feel, you know, it don't feel as bad as it was this morning, but I do sound a little nasal.
I felt that too. That's why this morning I had my Irish Moss with some tea, some ginger tea. And it worked like half an hour. I got the, okay.
You was back.
Yeah, I was back.
You was back. So I'm not smoking at the moment. That don't mean I might not smoke a little later, but right now I am not smoking.
I did have some cheesy lasagna last night too. You know, cheese does that to you.
Yes.
A lot of cheese.
So, did you make this lasagna?
No, my wife, my Mike's lasagna soup. Oh my God, it's lasagna, but it's wet. Pause. It's like extra wet.
Watch yourself.
Pause. It's like Freaknik. It's like, remember Freaknik back in the day?
Absolutely.
Like that.
But it's a soup, lasagna soup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
don't sound like.
Well, cereal is soup.
Okay. Cereal only if you let it get soggy.
No, you don't have to get soggy.
You know, but
it's a soup when you start it. What is a soup?
That's what I'm going to ask that question. What is your definition of a soup? Anything that takes liquid with a salad?
No.
The mixing of the two?
Anything with liquid that can soak, swell, take in, and still remain wet.
Okay. All right.
And folks, as long as it remains wet, it's a soup.
All right. You heard it first. Sketches. Cereal is soup. So can we find the soup and cereal in the same aisle now at the market? Or am I pushing it too far?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
I'm glad we mentioned this because
we can't even get Snoop Dogg cereal in Walmart right now. So we got to figure it out. We got to figure it out.
I saw something, but I didn't. So what do I mean by that? On Instagram, Ben Crump. I didn't have the audio on. He had a box of cereal. I'm like, oh, I think that's Snoop's cereal.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what he was saying. I didn't know what he was saying. But I think I heard later that there was a situation with Walmart and all these other stores, big lot stores, not putting it on a shelf.
And if they put it on a shelf, they mark it up $8.99, $9.99, $10.99.
Oh wow! For the cereal.
Snoop Dogg. You know, it's unbelievable, man.
So prior to us turning these mics on, we were having a conversation. The pros and cons of having entertainment in the cigar lounge. Entertainment can be from the DJ. Now, some folks might not be familiar with having comedians in the lounge, but we're going to talk about that. So DJs, live music, comedians.
Mature entertainment, not like a clown, nothing like that, doing making balloons or something like that.
What's wrong with clown? I was a clown as a kid. I did that as a youngster. I don't like how you said that.
But I don't think you can incorporate a clown
I'm just
and
saying,
a
I don't
cigar.
I just don't like how you just came out like derogatory on clown.
Unless Homie the Clown is coming, and I get it. Because Homie don't play that.
Oh, okay. It just seemed like you just, when you said it, you can't see his face, people, but when he said clown, his face was frowned up like he had sour lemons. Like, you can't come here with no clown.
I'm smoking a cigar. I don't want a clown. Some people are afraid of clowns.
A lot of people. Here's an interesting thing. Side note. I really did that. As a younger man, I was.
Come on, man. I'm choked, man. Pause.
I was a clown. I did magic. Did clown. But you know what's crazy? The kid whose birthday it was always scared of me. There was, they were all, I'm like, are you kidding? Are you serious? It never felt. I'm going in. Hey, who's the birthday kid? Oh, there's Miles. Oh, okay. I go over to Miles. Miles sees me. Breaks out, runs, cry. All the other kids love me. The birthday kid, not so much. Not so much. But anyway, let's get back to what we were saying as far as pros and cons. In the cigar lounge. Now, I looked on Chat GPT. Yeah, we use that, people. That's called AI. Artificial intelligence. Get familiar with it. If you're not, you're going to get left behind. Before I go there, we're just going to go with what's on the top of our dome. As far as what do you think the pros and cons are of having entertainment. Let's go with the pros.
The pros.
Let's go with that first.
If we go with the pros and we going with comedy, right? Laughing. Just laughing. Laughing to me is better than sex.
Okay, I'm glad you said for you. Okay.
Because sex only lasts.
Whoa, watch yourself. Don't put yourself out there.
But a certain period of time before the muscles break down, and then on a norm, let's say the norm is 30 minutes. On a norm, I can watch an hour and a half of comedy and laugh and get more pleasure out of that 30 than 30 minutes.
Well, that's personal, right? You do understand that?
No, statistically you get more.
Sir, I'm gonna have to push back. If you're trying to say, for you, that laughing, because a lot of times I'm laughing
chemically. I'm talking chemically and physically. I have it right here. It says laughing swabs the cortisol out of your bloodstream and releases dopamines and oxy and all these other medical terms that sex doesn't do for you.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting confused with these medical terms to what people feel. People want to.
A lot of people don't know what they want, and they don't know that laughing is the best kept secret.
I don't disagree with that. I love to laugh. You know what I mean? That's what I do all day. I laugh while I'm having sex. That's the beauty of it. So I get 2 for 1. You don't laugh while you're having sex? Gotta think about it.
No, I don't laugh when I'm having sex. No.
Not at all?
Not all the time. Not at the extent of laughing like I'm talking about when
like
laughing.
A belly laugh like oh my God, babe.
Like turn up.
Did you just
like
fart
that?
again? I just ripped one off, babe. Did you hear that? So that's
wait till I tell the fellas.
That's how you know you're comfortable. When you can do that, that's a comfortable situation.
But laughing, man, it relieves it's so much stress. And if you laughing and smoking a cigar at the same time, it's salt and pepper.
Okay. And I say it's anecdotal because it's based on personal experience. So we're looking at it as a whole. I'll give you that. Because you're looking at pros right now.
Yeah.
We're looking at the pros.
Dopamines.
You're looking at, you're getting chemically, you're getting medically involved.
Yeah.
You're going deep.
Right.
You're going deep on us. So what other pros are there?
Endorphins. It's also adding extra oxygen to your brain when you laugh.
But I'm saying outside of the laughter, what other pros can you come up with as far as having entertainment at the lounge?
You're generating additional audiences.
Possibly. Possibly.
You might incorporate more diversity when it comes to the bravado that's always be in cigar lounges where it's mostly men. So the comedy kind of make it so a female can go and break the ice by being at a comedy element and just coming into a bravado, a bunch of men smoking.
Okay.
So it breaks the ice for women.
So I say entertainment. You're specifically on the comedian. So you're speaking.
Well, I'm talking and DJing. Having a DJ there is the same thing. It breaks the ice for mingling with new people.
Okay. And as a business, coming from a business perspective, as the owner of the lounge, yeah, you can generate more revenue because, again, maybe you may bring in some new people. Folks may stay longer if they're enjoying the music,
Right.
and more prone to buy more drinks,
Right.
cigars, conversate more. So
Mhm.
those are things. All right. So what other things can you think of? We don't have a lot. I don't know what's going on right now. We don't have a lot of pros. I'm not saying I have more cons either, but we ain't. Our list is kind of short right now.
Yeah, it's
far as-
it's
You know, hold on. Let me look at my Chat GPT because I was.
and but here's the pros. If you bring in additional people, you can actually lower the cigar prices by having more
Well,
people.
You know that's not going to happen. Okay, we talking about how prices are going up. It's no way in the world nobody lowering any prices. Now, could you run specials? Absolutely. But as far as
Yeah, you can
lower
run specials.
prices, now you could run specials. Maybe whatever theme,
Right.
you know. Okay, we got these particular cigars
Right.
on sale, quote unquote, air quotes, folks, on sale, special. We like those words. I don't know why. We like specials.
What about a cigar making days? A nice cigar maker. Somebody come in and we just roll.
I mentioned that a while ago. I kind of did a little small
Teach
survey
people how to roll.
because I think. I'm sorry to cut you.
it's like roll and paint or painting.
like
Cigar and paint.
I think that does go on right now, but I want to go back to your prior point.
Right.
The cigar rolling. To me, I believe that most, and I don't have anything statistical to back this up, but most cigar smokers would love to try to roll their own cigar. Give it a shot.
Right.
Just to touch that tobacco, you know, use those tools. Whether you suck or not, you just want to try it.
Right.
I think that will go over great. But
Yeah.
there has to be a fee to that because that requires,
I got that.
Product
I got
and
that.
equipment.
That's not a problem. I can get that. That's no problem.
yeah. So I actually have a roller.
Yeah,
I talked to about doing that. And I mentioned it. I mean, a small group because you got to be manageable. It's like a teacher. And student.
Right. Yeah.
You can't just have 50 people and you got one person.
Well, what
the
happens
teacher.
if you just let the members get it? That could be an enhancement for membership. You know, all members get one free roll a week, a month. Yeah, that's part of membership. You're a member, boom, there it is.
Okay, maybe I'm not sure we were talking about the same thing. I'm talking about actually rolling the cigar. Having somebody who rolls cigars, come out, sit down with, I say no more, it can't be no more than 10, 15. If you only got one person, he or she has to overlook and oversee what is going on. Okay, you're doing this wrong. Okay, do this, grab that. So it has to be manageable. So no more than like 15 people. I love that concept.
I think it should be part of membership. It should be free for all members. Because that's another thing. You want to get members in your cigar lounge. The more members you have, the more participating. So here, bring somebody, and you're generating more revenue. If you have a cigar lounge with not that many members, and you worrying about outside people coming in, you're trying to get rid of that. You want to have certain members to come in, bringing somebody, and then having that extra event, bringing extra people in, and that's what keep your place packed.
So what do you say to lounges that have full memberships with a waiting list that has none of that? What do you say to them?
I have never seen that. I've never.
Oh, yeah.
I heard of that in like cities of New York. I'm from New York, so I heard that in New York. But
right now down here we have lounges. Let me say not lounges because I don't even know of one lounge that has a waiting list for locker membership. Now you can play the game as far as you can be a member. You could have million members because they just come in.
Right.
But as far as lockers,
Locker rooms, okay.
Yeah, there's a waiting list. So you got a waiting list for locker members, and obviously you'd be unlimited members.
Right. Okay.
But there is lounges or a lounge that has a waiting list for lockers.
I didn't know they had one in Delaware.
Yeah. So that
I didn't know he was getting busy like that.
not everybody,
No.
but yeah, there
But
is one.
I'm sure they want to get there, right? What lounge don't want to have that?
No,
A
I agree
waiting
with
list?
you. I agree with you.
Because what I'm
100%.
getting for my membership, and that's the question that a lot of them don't ask. What if I'm getting with my membership?
Well, as your locker member, you know, a lot of times you get a locker, maybe 1 or 2 cigars a month,
Right.
A discount on drinks,
10% off, 10%,
right?
10%
So those are the
off.
things that your membership kind of gets you when you become a member. That's kind of basic with most
Right.
lounges. So going back to the conversation, as far as any pros, any more pros that you can think of as far as having entertainment in the cigar lounge?
It opens the box up. It's we're not in the 30s no more, so you want to be versatile in this new aging market. You want to have versatility. You want to have social media involved. You want to be able to post these events to open up your cigar lounge. So if you just smoking every month and there's no social media attached to that cigar lounge, when you can add an entertainment there, post it on Facebook and get views, people are like, oh snap, I didn't even know this cigar exists. Now I'm gonna go check it out because I see it on social media. Attached to good music, comedy. You wanna come smoke? You wanna listen to some good jokes? Boom. So and people will start to come to Delaware for that Friday night when they put on a phone things to do, you pop up. So now every time they come to Delaware, they're coming to your cigar lounge because it pops up on things to do.
So beneficial
Right.
for the cigar owner.
As things to do.
Gotcha. But as a smoker, the pros.
But you don't have to be a smoker. So that's the thing. It's things to do. Because now I can just go in and listen to comedy and drink.
No, I feel what you're saying. But I'm saying, as we're talking about pros and cons to entertainment in the lounge, I'm trying to see where that fits.
Because I'm attaching it to social media. So I can actually post that. My friend will post, oh, where you at, man? Yeah, I'm over here in this lounge and it's funny. Everybody's laughing.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying.
And you tag the
as
lounge.
The
as an
owner's
owner.
going to be loving that.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
a pro
it's a
for
plus.
the owner. Okay.
It's an attached to their social media. It's
But I'm looking for more so the customers' pros and
the
cons.
customers.
'Cause now that's a whole different conversation about owners' pros and cons. So I'm looking at from a perspective of a smoker, a brother or sister of the leaf. What are the pros and cons? So I don't have any more pros right now I can think of at the moment. That
As
would
for the
be-
customer,
yeah, and I wanted to focus more so on the customer's perspective of coming from entertainment in the lounge, pros and cons, not from the business owner.
I think it's needed. I think an annual thing is needed in all cigar lounge. You have to have versatility in everything you do in life. To be plain and be the same way, it's not. That's why business fold. That's why places don't make it because they don't think out of the box and don't have versatility. And you have to try it. And one day out of the month is not going to hurt anything. It's going to always enhance.
Okay, so
It's going to always enhance.
so what are the cons? What do you think some of the cons are? With
In the
having
beginning,
entertainment?
you're going to annoy people. Going to get annoyed. I'll come here every Saturday for the last 15 years. Now that I gotta take this Saturday. So you're gonna have that person that get annoyed or get mad, you know, and then they get used to it, like everything else.
Okay, so that's one. I'll give my opinion in con.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say music, because this is always a dispute, and this is a conversation that's had across all boards. DJing at the cigar lounge. Pros and cons there. We already got the pros. So you're going to hear people say, oh, man, I'm trying to come to the cigar lounge. I'm trying to relax, bro. I don't want all this damn music playing loud. Like, dude, I ain't come here for that. This ain't no club. This is a cigar lounge. I come here, smoke, chill, relax. I'm not trying to do all this music. It's too much. Y'all got too much going on here. This is a cigar lounge, man. Those are the traditionalists.
Right.
Now, the new smokers may be a bit more forgiving and acceptable. But those stuck in the old ways, the old
Exactly.
stint hoods.
Plain John.
You know, the one with the English accent, with their smoking robe, smoking jacket. They don't want that there, sir.
But it's mad because of that's the one that's spending most of the money.
Who?
The people we just talked about.
Which one?
Why we gotta have this event?
What is going on here?
I smoke 17 cigars a week here. Now I gotta miss a day?
How dare they? This is so
Having 17 to 20 cigars here a week.
frivolous.
80 on a given month.
I spend $2,000 a month here.
That'll make me go elsewhere.
Yes. Do you want my business to leave here, Mr. Chappie? No, sir. We don't want you to leave. You spend good money every month. Well, let's
I don't see I have to listen to this hippity bippity bop, boppity bippity bip.
This is ludicrous.
Why you can't play country music, man? Huh? Why it's gotta be bippity boppity bip, huh?
Okay, so that right
I
there.
love the police.
So the noise. So that's one of the cons. What else do you have as a con?
You have crowds. A lot of people don't like crowds.
Well, okay, I'll give you that. But some cigar lounges are crowded in itself just by the nature of the lounge.
Like the final when I walked into a cigar lounge and there's nowhere to walk, I felt the way.
Yeah. It's like, okay, hey,
Okay.
somebody need to move
Okay.
off the.
I feel like I was in the projects again. I was like,
Yeah.
man, I left the projects to get some space, man.
Or parade. Like, am I working a parade detail here? What's going
Man.
on? So crowds. Okay, I'll give you that. What else do you have as far as cons to entertainment?
Ambiance.
Changes the ambiance.
Do it. Yeah.
Yes. So reason why we're really having this, let's just cut to the chase, folks. Let's cut to the chase. We're looking and discussing comedy coming to a lounge, which has happened before in the past. So the question we propose to you as the listener, would you go to a comedy night at a cigar lounge? To me, it's the best of all those worlds. You get the drink, and I get the smoke, and I get comedy. This is not every night, every week, but once in a while. We like to be entertained too. Cigar smokers, we enjoy entertainment. So for those who say they don't, either you live in a dead life or you're bullshitting yourself. So we love entertainment. So why not incorporate all of that in one spot every now and then?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Because if you go to a comedy, let's go. If you go to comedy store, the comedy shop, the comedy factory, whatever name you want to give it. Most of the time, you can't smoke in these places. Number one, you can drink, and it got a minimum.
Yeah, no smoking. No, most of the time, it's no smoking.
Right. So here now, cigar smokers, are you listening? You get to smoke, drink, and laugh. Come on, all three. at one location. I think it's kind of dope, personally. Personally, I do.
Yeah.
Personally, I do. So, that is the question for the week. To laugh at the lounge or not to laugh at the lounge.
And I'm a professional comedian. That's why I keep it the comedy. I think the comedy at the Cigar Lounge is a big winner because I remember when I started doing comedy, we still was able to smoke indoors.
True.
And when they stopped, you couldn't do it no more. It was weird.
True.
It was weird. It was weird.
So only thing that concerns me with comedy at the Cigar Lounge, because depends on the size of your lounge, folks ain't paying you no mind. They got their own conversations going on. They didn't come there for that. Oh, I didn't know it was no comedy night tonight. So I came here to talk to my mans, and or I came to talk to Marquita and her girlfriends. They in town. I told them to meet me up here. So I'm not here for no comedy. Whatever's taking place over there is taking place. So I don't know if that makes it difficult for the comedian to do his set where, not say nobody's paying attention to him, but there are other agendas going on in the lounge. You know, I'm speaking to you from a comedic standpoint. How does that
Well,
fare?
if you cornered it right, get the a nice system. Once the jokes start rolling in, people start flocking to it. If it's funny, it's like you're not gonna. If Michael Blackson is performing, you're not gonna go in the corner and not listen to him.
True.
So if the comedy is good and you focus
But you gotta
on,
be paying some type of an attention to know if it's good. If you ain't paying no attention,
well, if you can hear it.
Well, you hear
if you
people
got
laugh.
if you get a good sound system and you hear the laughing, if
Right.
you don't want to participate and you hit that other corner, then I know you want to shoot the place up. I'm gonna keep an eye on you. Suicidal of some sort.
damn dog, damn,
Keep an eye on
damn.
But keep an eye on this guy right here. He don't want to laugh. He don't want to laugh.
He trying to be a tough guy. You tough guys, don't come to my show. Sitting there gritting on me like, oh, that ain't funny, dog. Yeah, it is, man. Get your ass up out that seat. But that's something I really wanted to engage the audience with. Get your perspective on that. And listen, folks, because we're about to wrap it up. You know, we said we weren't going to keep you long. And if you have input, how can they reach you on IG?
On IG,
Give them IG, bro. Give me IG.
ROCNRODHARD. Rock and Rod Hard on Instagram.
Any kind of other, you got email?
I actually have Delaware Sketch Comedy. So you could hashtag Delaware Sketch Comedy and I'll pop up. I'm the only one that's doing that.
Okay.
So I'm doing sketch comedy in Delaware.
Yeah, so folks, if you're listening, you got some feedback, you want to interact with us, that's how you do it. For me, Smoke World Podcast.
Oh,
IG.
How do you feel about open mic too? On open mic night.
That'll be another conversation. That's a whole.
That's something to think about.
Yeah. So again, this is why I love to be interactive with the listeners.
Who wants to learn how to be a comedian?
Yeah, that's a whole different conversation. Different conversation. Look, Smoke World Podcast on IG. Email stone@smokeworldpodcast.com. And the website. You can go to the website. You can connect with me on the website. SmokeWorldPodcast.com is the website. So, you heard what we just put out there. Something to think about. I know it's a debatable topic, but it's conversation. And this is what it's all about. Smoking, conversating, laughing, enjoyment. Because why? Tomorrow's not promised to nobody. With that being the case, what we saying to him, dog?
Just keep laughing. Keep smoking.
Keep laughing.
And keep listening.
Keep smiling. Knowing that I don't count on you. All right, folks, listen. We wrapping it up. We gonna holler at y'all. Peace.
Sketches.